This one's telling me, hey, I'm ready. I'm like, okay, tomato, you can come out now.
Nyesha, it's me, one of your favourite judges. I've got a challenge for you. I've left you with some of the most delicious, super ripe tomatoes, or tomatoes. Tomatoes. Now, I can't wait to see what you're going to do with them. Good luck. Please do them justice.
Got it. Welcome to the Next Level Chef Kitchen, where Gordon is putting the challenge to the Next Level Chef mentors. We have a special Gordon delivery of some incredible tomatoes here, straight from Gordon himself. I know the absolute best way that I'm gonna use these tomatoes. This gorgeous tomato sauce. Let's go. So first up, we're gonna start with the prep. For me, that's the carrot. What takes the longest, right? We wanna get what takes the longest cooking first. So cutting the tops off of these carrots. We might want to save these, use them as garnish later. They make a great chimichurri or a pesto. So now, how you chop them is going to be based on how long they take to cook. So for me, I'm going to go in with a sort of medium dice. They do not have to be perfect because ultimately, this is all going to get cooked down into a beautiful sauce. Oh, what was that? What does the carrot do for the sauce? Well, the carrot adds body, so viscosity to your sauce. They add natural sweetness, right? Tomatoes tend to be acid, right? Bright flavors, and carrot adds that nice natural sweetness to our sauce. So again, a medium dice. I'm really just cutting them all down just to break them down and so that they start to cook. Now that my carrots are diced, we'll set those off to the side. You could use a yellow onion, a white onion. Generally, you'll see sort of a yellow onion or a Spanish onion used. I'm making these sort of vertical incisions. When I'm cutting an onion or dicing, I'm using the base of the knife, right? So that's where you have all the control, is the back of a knife. Then I'm just going in and making some small incisions down the opposite direction, leaving the butt of the onion on to sort of keep everything intact. Now I just go the opposite direction and they will fall into a beautiful dice. If you notice, I'm cutting the carrots and the onion a similar size so that they cook the same, right? If you have small, tiny carrots and big onions, it's gonna take a lot longer for those onions to sort of sweat down and become beautiful like the carrots, right? I'm going for about a 50% onion and carrot mixture here. What I'm gonna do is use neutral oil. I've actually preheated my pan. You never want to wait on your pan to get hot. You should never be waiting around, right? So I'm just gonna start to sweat down this beautiful carrot and onion mixture. What I'm doing now is adding salt, right? I will add salt now, and I will add salt in the middle, and I'll probably finish it with a little bit more, but you don't wanna wait till the very end and start to season it. It's completely different flavor experience, right? So as these carrots and onions start to caramelize, I am going to clean some garlic, and I do that just by sort of cutting the garlic in half. For me, especially you want to look at your garlic, what type of garlic you're using, because a lot of times you'll have this sort of sprout that runs down the center, and that's where you get that sort of heartburny, astringent flavor from the garlic. So you just want the pure garlic flavor, take that out. You could leave yours in if you want. It's not gonna make or break the dish, but the goal really is to just give you tips and tricks on how to level up. So as my onions and carrots start to sweat, I'm gonna start to process my tomatoes. I have beautiful heirloom tomatoes here. For me, when I'm looking at what tomato to use and when, I'm looking and seeing, right? I'm feeling which tomatoes are softer because they tend to be sweeter. Generally, you see Roma tomatoes or sort of these Italian variety of tomatoes, and that's what I'm going to use. These Campari tomatoes make really nice. They're naturally sweet, and they'll lend some incredible flavor, right? You wouldn't want to use the smaller sort of cherry tomatoes, right? It would just be a waste. Those make great garnishes and on top of salads. This is one of the first things that I actually learned how to do in culinary school is what's called a tomato concasse. So essentially peeling a tomato and de-seeding it and then dicing it down is what's going to yield a really great tomato sauce. Since the sauce is getting processed, I'm really just going to sort of make these incisions in the tomato, drop it into boiling water, and then ice water to seize. and you'll see the skin is so easy to peel off. So you're just gonna make an incision, and that's really just to allow the skin to come off and get some of that hot water up and under the skin and around the flesh of the tomato. So we're gonna blanch, which means what? Correct. Hot, boiling, salted water, right? Blanch. I'm simply going to drop my tomatoes in. Takes less than 30 seconds. I can smell the incredible aroma coming off of the caramelization of these onions. Again, gonna add an incredible amount of depth of flavor and sort of round out the soup that tends to be really bright and acidic coming from the flavors of the tomatoes. I can start to see the skin sort of naturally peeling off of the tomatoes. You know you're heading in the right direction here. So I'm just gonna pull my onions. They're starting to get some really beautiful color and flavor off to the side while my tomatoes blanch. So you can see the skin is just gonna come off really simply, really beautifully, right? So since it's super hot to the touch, I'm just gonna shock it in ice water, and that's basically just to cool it down. So you'll see they start to rise a bit. This one's telling me, hey, I'm ready. I'm like, okay, tomato, you can come out now. Out of your jacuzzi. This tomato starting to peel. You can just give it a little test. They're not all gonna be done at the same time. I think that's really the beauty about cooking. The ingredients, they talk to you if you listen. Heading in a great direction, looking good. Sauce is already coming together. As our tomatoes cool, we're gonna continue to build this sauce, right? We've already seasoned with salt. We simply have carrot and onion, right? We're gonna hit it with a touch of garlic, right? I'm just gonna microplane this right into the pot. So I'm just gonna go back and forth on the microplane. This works for ginger, this works for lemon zest, really makes light work out of mincing. You wanna get some good fat into your base of your sauce, right? So I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit more fat. With tomato paste, we'll add about 2 tablespoons or so. So this, we're just going to sort of caramelize, and you'll start to see the natural, beautiful redness of the tomato start to sort of stain, and your oil will actually start to become this beautiful sort of burnt orange color. It's a good thing. You're looking for that, okay? So this is done over low heat. I wish you could smell this. It's already absolutely impeccable. So carrots, onions, garlic, all happy, happy, happy. And then we are going to peel our tomatoes. Super simple. I actually just like to use a nice clean towel. It really just comes off. I'll let the towel do the work. Tomatoes peelings just come off again. You can literally throw these into the dehydrator overnight and pulverize it in a coffee grinder and sort of dust it over. I mean, that's a way to impress your friends for sure. Talk about, oh, I dusted this with tomato powder. Like, watch out. So these skins are great. If not, you can throw them in your compost. Do whatever you want with them. Use them as facial. Who knows? But the skins just come right off. And then what I will do is sort of cut them in half. We know tomatoes are juicy. Once I cut into this, where's that juice gonna go? Where are the seeds gonna go, right? So I might wanna think about grabbing a bowl, right? And then the byproduct of tomato is something we call tomato water. So what I'm gonna do is squeeze out the seeds. I'm not like super, worried about getting every single individual seed out. For me, really what I wanna do is start to break that down and scoop out the seeds that ultimately are a little bit bitter, right? All right, so taking the tomato seeds out. All right, so now that our tomatoes are processed, we're gonna add them to the caramelized carrot, onion, and garlic tomato paste mixture. So I'm just cutting these down so that they start to stew and become one with the base of our sauce. As my tomato sauce cooks, I'm actually gonna start to drop our pasta. I'm gonna drop my pasta in boiling salted water. Just adding these tomatoes in. And so these tomatoes are gonna give off natural water, and this is a great moment to be able to sort of turn your pan up, right? It was on low before, so now I'm turning up the heat. And so what else is gonna happen at this stage? I know you guys know. Season, right? A little bit of salt. Give it a little toss while our pasta is cooking. I'm also gonna add just a touch of vegetable stock. Okay, so now the sauce is starting to come together. The liquid is the natural tomato water is coming out of the tomatoes. And we've seasoned this, right? And for my pasta, what I'm looking for is what we call al dente, right? So I do not want this pasta to be cooked all the way through because I want to allow that pasta to finish with a tomato sauce. Well on the way. So give this a little taste. Beautiful. With vegetable-based sauces, you don't want to cook them too long. They need no time at all. I'm not going to complicate this with a bunch of non-necessary ingredients. Tomato loves basil. I'm just going to allow this basil to sort of perfume this tomato sauce. Touch of black pepper. And hit this just with a little bit of really good olive oil. Oh, this is incredible. So once these tomatoes sort of cook down, we're gonna just process this and blend it. Easy day, right? Pour this into your blender. You don't wanna pour all of the liquid in at once. Heat expands, right? So really important to be careful when doing this. So as that starts to process, we're gonna check on our pasta. Beautiful, al dente, almost done. Our tomato sauce is been blended. Really simple, right? It's taking on those amazing caramelized notes coming from the onion, the carrot, the basil sort of studded throughout. Give that a quick taste. And here's where this dish comes together. I add a little bit of olive oil to the pan. Easy day. So we are adding the pasta to the sauce. Pasta goes into the sauce and we're gonna toss and finish cooking the pasta in the sauce itself. And again, seasoning as we go, right? A little bit of salt. And I wanna allow these ingredients to come together. Pepper. Amazing. So what's happening here is the starch is releasing from the pasta and it's becoming one with the tomato sauce. So, I mean, for me, pasta is one of the most comfort, classic dishes you can come by. Who doesn't love a bowl of pasta? A little bit of Parmesan cheese over top. Touch of fresh basil. Some good olive oil. Wow. Voila. Gordon, what do you think of that?
Thank you so much for watching. Now, please let me know in the comments what you think of the dish and don't forget to subscribe for more exciting videos. Thank you.